Hi, my name is Xavier Rodriguez, and I'll be talking about the slippery slope fallacy. The slippery slope fallacy is an argument that claims that one decision can lead to an outcome of multiple bad decisions, or bad outcome. The slippery slope is considered fallacious, lacking evidence of logical connection between the action and the predicted outcome. The slippery slope weakness lies in its resilience on speculation rather than evidence. It's important to understand that one bad decision can lead to a lot of other bad decisions. Basically, the first decision sets off a negative effect that continues negatively. This slippery slope argues that all it relies on is speculation. Sometimes through people claim there may be reasons behind it because one decision affects the next, typically considered a fallacy. It can be argued not all will go wrong just because of one decision. There are three types of slippery slope arguments: the causal slippery slope, the precedential slippery slope, and the conceptual slippery slope. Being able to identify these slippery slopes and understanding the trickle effect cost, it can help a person understand what negative outcome may lie ahead. Causal slippery slope suggests a link where each event triggers the next. There must be at least two actions taken where the first action sets off a reaction that reinforces itself. The slippery slope is also known as predictive slope. An example of a causal slippery slope could be arguing with a student or arguing that if students are allowed to use phones in the class, their grades may plummet. They will fail academically and later be unemployed or homeless adults. In this case, it is argued that small change can lead to other actions, resulting in dramatic or negative results. Allowing cell phones in class creates a distraction that triggers academic failure and continues triggering actions that dramatically end in the students becoming homeless adults. While it can be considered that cell phones could be a distraction, it cannot be directly linked to the future homelessness. Presidential slippery slope argues that treating a minor issue in a specific way creates a precedent, forcing similar treatment for more extreme cases in the future. The slippery slope is based on treating similar cases in the same considered manner. An example of a presidential slippery slope could be that if we legalize relatively harmless drugs now, we will have to legalize more harmful drugs in the future. In this argument, or historical precedents, statistical studies, and supporting evidence can be taken into consideration to understand that reasonable outcome. The argument could hold more weight on the outcome of the future events by demonstrating evidence. Conceptual slippery slope is an argument that lacks distinction between issues, means no distinction can be made. It argues that if issues are similar with no meaningful difference between them, they should be treated equally. An example of conceptual slippery slope could be arguing that if we allow euthanasia for pets, we should allow it for humans. Anesthesia. My fault. This argument would need to consider if the issues are actually similar as initially proposed. It can take into account variables such as morals, different cultures, and religions. Concepts can vary between different people, creating more than one definite theory with different outcomes. Considered a fallacy is through that one decision will ultimately lead to a negative outcome. Understanding the fallacy can help reasonably avoid tragic outcomes, because a person can decide to make decisions that will avoid a negative outcome. In conclusion, the slippery slope is a fallacy that wants people to think one decision can affect others. But that's not true. We can decide to change the course or direction of our decisions and not end up failing. Thank you.